the regulatory environment around product security is really, really interesting right now because there is just so much happening. So many countries are adopting so many new regulations, new standards, new penalties for lack of security in connected devices. And this is just, it's hit a boiling point, and we're seeing the global regulatory environment shake out, this year, throughout 2025, 2026, and then with the CRA going into effect in 2027, we're just seeing the pressure ratchet up on companies that are building these connected products, that they have to have really good security in place. And they have to be able to report on that, not just to one regulator, but to lots of global regulators who each have their own format for how they want to see this, and also lots of customers who want to see this information as well, because they want to make sure that they're in compliance with their regulations for their sectors. And it becomes a really daunting problem for product security teams who already are understaffed. They already have a ton of security work to do, and now they also have all of this compliance work that they need to do. And so it's a big challenge right now for our customers and for the market in general to keep up with this. The good news is, in contrast to what we've seen over the last, let's call it, couple decades of security regulation, we've seen a unification around a few key concepts. We've seen SBOMs, and just really two formats for SBOMs become standardized, which is great. We've seen vulnerability reporting, again, a couple formats for vulnerability reporting that are machine readable. That's great. And where there still is a lot of work is in the documentation of your program and practices, what your software development lifecycle looks like, how you're doing security, how you're doing vendor risk assessments, how you're doing threat modeling. There's still a lot of very kind of human-centric work that needs to be done, and it needs to be turned into text, and then that text needs to be submitted to regulators, and it needs to be reviewed by a human, and then you get your certification. But where we are actually heading is probably what's going to happen is you do the security work, and then you provide a little bit of human input, and then an AI generates all of the text that then gets sent over to a regulator, and they have an AI that reads the text, and then a couple things get flagged, and then it gets reviewed by a human, and then the certification happens. And it's kind of like the funny meme that's been going around for a while, which is, I need to email you, and so I write a couple bullet points, and my AI writes a really nice long email, and then it goes to your inbox, and your AI reads the email and distills it down to a couple bullet points, and maybe we could have just texted each other and made this faster. It's a very similar situation, except for at really big scale for compliance. And I think it's a good thing that AI is good at this, because it is the thing that's going to allow this to work, because we simply don't have enough people in the world doing product security and doing product security compliance to meet the requirements of all of these global regulations. There's just not enough human bandwidth out there. And I think it would be impossible without AI. And so that's why we're embracing AI heavily when it comes to compliance at Finite State. It is the thing that's going to allow both the producers of all of these compliance artifacts, all of the product manufacturers in the world, and the regulators. It's the thing that's going to allow everyone to keep up.